Hi, I'm Erin with Homeschool Connections, and we're here today with Dr. Michael Kurek. Michael, it's good to have you here.
Hi, I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, go ahead and tell us about your courses.
Okay, I have two courses for high school students, one live and one recorded. The recorded one I taught live just last fall, and it's called The Sound of Beauty
Mhm.
Music Appreciation for Catholics. And it uses as a textbook my own book with Ignatius Press called The Sound of Beauty, a composer on music in the spiritual life. And we go through the book together, but it's the basics of what music is
Mm.
physiologically, sound waves. How does music move us psychologically and emotionally? What is the what do the church documents say about music used at mass? And oh gosh, some music appreciation of classical music. How to get started in classical music with some suggestions and some music education type things that will benefit parents. So that's it's a kind of a comprehensive handbook of all things music for Catholics.
Awesome. So for a high school student, it's a great elective, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It sounds like
And
there's some history and other things in there too.
yeah, there's a lot, and there's a spiritual viewpoint
Mm.
of just what music is from God's perspective, and why did He even create it? Why do we have ears? Why do we have sound waves? What's
Mm.
its purpose in the world? So
Awesome.
we get into a philosophical foundation for music,
Awesome.
and then that's good for anybody who's either studying music or just likes music. And that course, just like the next one, is not for people who necessarily read music or play an instrument. Both of
Okay.
these courses are for people who just like music but don't necessarily read music. So don't be afraid, it's not technical.
So
It's
it's for
strictly
everyone.
it's for everybody. Now the other
Awesome.
class is the Meet the Maestros, Music of the Great Composers. And this is for students who may have heard some classical music but don't really know much, or they may have heard the name Beethoven or something.
Right.
But it's not really for students who are advanced. Let's say if you play violin in the student orchestra and you've been to many concerts, it's probably not advanced enough for you. You probably know most of the information. So this is really for the beginner to kind of dip your toe into the water of classical music and have fun and enjoy listening. And I've only picked out music that's just really beautiful. It's not tedious in
Mm.
any way or boring. You're going to love this music. And that's a
Uh,
good part of this class is just listening to music and getting the thrill of hearing it. We talk a little bit about how to listen to music,
mm.
but we also talk about, since it's called the great composers, what makes music great? And in
Mm.
today's world that's relativistic, what is our philosophical foundation for saying that something is great and it's not
Mm.
just a matter of opinion that it's great? How can you prove to your college professors that something is
Right.
absolutely true? So we have a bit of a philosophy at the beginning to lay that foundation. But we have
Awesome.
6 1-hour lessons on one composer, the great six, and then we have 6 more weeks of two composers a week for half a lesson each. So we get a
Okay.
total of 18 composers. And we alternate the one composer week and then the two composer week. And
Mm.
it doesn't go in chronological order. It's not intended as a music history class. It's really just to get to know this music and to hear a little bit about the composer's life. What kind of times did they live in? For example, did you know that Johann Sebastian Bach lived at the same time as George Washington? So you don't necessarily think about that kind of
Right?
connection,
Yeah.
but you're going to get it. And what I use in
Mm.
my classes is PowerPoints with lots of fun decorations and illustrations, and most importantly, videos of musical examples. And we'll listen a little in class, but then you'll go away and have an assignment to listen, and then some questions to
Mm.
answer about the music, and a quiz about the lecture that came from the PowerPoint. so that there's a minimal amount of time on the homework and the quiz, and an emphasis on just listening and getting to know the music and
It
enjoying it.
sounds very engaging. It
Yeah,
sounds very active. I
it
like
is,
that.
and it's not overly academic
Mm.
in the sense it's just I want you to fall in love with this music and become friends with this music.
I like that.
Lifelong friends.
Yes.
You'll hear music that you're going to say, I want to hear this music until the day I die, for
Nice.
years and decades.
Nice.
So
And
you're going to love it.
I love that you're teaching this class. Tell us a little bit about yourself, because I think for the
Oh,
parent
thank
and
you.
student watching, the
Yeah.
fact that you are the person teaching this, not just an
Oh,
average
well, that's
teacher, tell us about
okay.
why
Thank
that's
you.
important.
Well, I've just retired from my position as a professor of music at Vanderbilt University,
Mm.
and for 30 years I've been teaching college students, and I'm a composer. The reason I'm there at the university, or have been, is as an artist in residence. So
Mm.
the best part of my time was actually composing. And my music is played all over the world. I've worked with over 50 symphony orchestras playing my
Mm.
own music. And I have a Billboard #1 classical recording, was my last CD, and performances of my music on 6 continents, and hundreds of thousands of streams on Spotify and so on. So go to my website. This is just a little promo for
That's
me as a
great, because
composer.
parents want to know more, right?
Well,
Students
yeah,
want to know more about
and
you. So you do have
thank
a
you. Well,
website.
I have a website at just my name.com, Michael Kurek, all one word, .com,
Yeah.
www.michaelkurek.com.
And
And
I just have
what
to
you,
say, what I
mhm.
love about this, sorry for interrupting, but I
No,
just
it's
want to
okay.
say I love that students and parents are engaging with you as their teacher, not just
Hmm.
again any person, but someone who is a prolific
Hmm.
composer
Well, I'm in the
worldwide,
trenches. You know, I
in
can
the
give you the inside
trenches,
scoop.
inside scoop. That's
Yeah.
absolutely right. What better way? No better way to
Mhm.
learn
You know,
and
when we're
understand and
talking
love.
about recordings, I can tell you, I was a protege of Leonard Bernstein. I can tell you what he said about the recordings he was making when I was working with him, and that
Right?
sort of thing. So, um,
Absolutely.
yeah. So anyway, yeah, I give you a real. I don't give you kind of a dry thing. I give you the guy who's actually doing it
The real deal.
perspective.
That's
And
right.
also, though, as a faithful Catholic, and
Mm,
I'm a certified catechist of the Diocese of Nashville,
yeah,
and I've taught confirmation classes and that sort of thing, and I'm really keen on bringing a Catholic perspective and an appreciation and a love of God in all that I teach.
that's
And
right. That's
what
right.
I'm so thrilled by in this is that at a secular university where I taught for so many
Yeah.
years, I wasn't allowed to say
Mm,
that. And now I can open class with a prayer.
mm.
Oh my, I'm in heaven. So
Ah,
it's
I love
just
it. I love it.
yeah. So you're
Well,
going to have a good time and learn a lot. And it's not by any means dumbed down.
right, right. Absolutely. And if parents want to know the week by week exactly what you
Yeah,
cover in each week, where
it's
would they go to get that information?
go on the website for Homeschool Connections.
Mm.
There's a whole course description, and there's a list of all the composers that we'll be listening to. But let me name a few names if I have time. I could say
Sure,
Bach,
go for it.
Beethoven, Mozart, Brahms, Tchaikovsky, Wagner, Dvorak, Schubert, Debussy, Ravel, Grieg. Oh, let's see, Puccini, Mahler, Chopin, Vaughan Williams, Aaron Copland, Palestrina, and Rachmaninoff.
The
So
who's
there,
who, right?
these are the big melodists. Actually, if you
That's
want to hear
right.
some great tunes,
Yeah.
I didn't want to pick something that was so academic. You know that for someone starting out, you need to hear some music that you just love. You know that
Yes,
you just enjoy,
absolutely.
and well, that's how I started as a kid. My parents played classical music in the home, and I would
Hmm.
just lie on the floor, you know, and listen
Yeah,
to it.
yeah. That's great.
So yeah, that's how I was ruined.
Oh, it's all good. What's really wonderful is I think that parents can, watching this, can really get a feel for who you are and just the wonderfulness that you bring to
Well,
the
thank you.
table in teaching here, and what their student can connect with when they sign up for your courses and get your courses recorded or live. If they want to touch bases with you
Yeah.
personally, Michael, what's a
Yeah.
great way to reach you?
Well, feel free to ask questions if you have particular
Mhm.
questions about the course. Deciding now, I've been talking about the live one, the great composers. The so meet the
Mhm.
maestros,
Which will
the great
actually,
composers.
which will be in recording very soon. So
Yeah,
if you're
that
watching
will
this
also
video,
be.
it may be in recording already,
Well, that's
right?
true.
So
I'm
look
sorry.
for that.
Yeah.
That's good. No,
so
no, it's all
so
good.
whenever, but then the other one again was The Sound of Beauty, and that's from Ignatius Press. So if you want to know more about that, actually
Mm-hmm.
go to Ignatius Press website,
Mm-hmm.
ignatius.com, and read the synopsis of the book on their site, and you'll kind of get an overview of that class.
There you go.
This one I've been talking about, it's the whole course description is on the website, and if you have any questions, you just shoot me a note. You
And
can
you have a
go to
note,
that. Yeah,
you
you
have a
can go to
website.
that website. Go to the website, michaelkurek.com. You can see my name, I think, on the screen under my
Yes,
picture.
that's right.
And all one word, michaelkurek.com. And go to the contact page and hit contact and write me a note from there.
Awesome.
And
Awesome.
yeah, and I'm glad to. There's not that many people we're talking about, so I don't think I'll be deluged. Don't feel
That's
worried
good.
about it. You know, go
Don't
ahead
worry
and
about
write me.
Go ahead
Yeah.
and contact Michael for
Students or
questions.
parents.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right. Awesome. Well, thank you for spending
great.
time here today and us learning a little bit more about your courses and getting to know you.
Thank
And
you.
I just really look forward to students being in your courses. I think it's fabulous.
Well, I hope they are, and I look forward to getting to know them just a little bit through their work.
That's awesome. All
Great.
right.
Thank
Thank you
you.
all for being here.
Thanks. Bye bye.